Hi and welcome back to Built Not Bought Campers. A very, very, very frosty day. And a very cold one. Again, you want to see just how cold it is? This is the farm where the unit is. Bearing in mind it is about 10:30 in the morning, and everywhere behind me is completely white. Look at that. Anyway, today we're going to be working on the bus, and we're going to be taking out the interior lights, and we're going to upgrade them. But before we do that, I'm going to switch them on so you can see what they look like with the normal bulbs that come with the vehicle. And then we're going to be putting in LEDs. Now these are going to work slightly different compared to the original lights, because you've got two settings on the bus at the moment. A very dim light, and you've got a very bright light. Well, I say they're not that bright, but for a bus, I suppose they would do. I suppose how it would work would be, while they were driving along, they'd have them set on dim. Obviously with the blacked out windows you couldn't see very much anyway. And when they stop to let people off, they turn on the main lights. So let's have a look at the lights. As you can see, one above me. Right, that is set on driving mode, I suppose they would call that one. So when the bus stops and they turn them on full, two of them aren't working. Anyway, so you can see that one. So that is the light working with the normal bulbs in. Right, let's give you a little bit of a description of this light, shall we? Right, this blue part here is a plastic cover covering a bulb. Now that's the one that puts it into drive when you put it on and it's in driving mode. So it keeps it quite dim, gives it a really pale blue light. The other two bulbs either side are your main lights for once the bus stops. We're going to be taking literally all of this assembly out and replacing with LEDs. First job we got to do is strip the lights. Shouldn't be too difficult. Right, so I suppose the first thing is take the bulbs out, put them aside. Now to take off this blue shield. Take out that little bulb. Now if we pull off the wiring, we know white goes to the outside because there's two of them. So there's one each of them for the outside lights. The brown on this is the earth, and the blue is the live for the centre light. Disgustingly dirty, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. Right, now we need to remove all the metal parts. Now, if I remember rightly, this should just pull out. Oh, look at that. So there, that's the first part out quite easily. These should also just slot out. Right, the only metal part left now in there is this. Now the easiest way is to get a little drill on that and drill out that brass fixing holding it in. It's like almost like a rivet. What we're going to use to drill this brass fixing out is the step up drill bit. And there you see, it pops straight out. It's as simple as that. That's one down, 2 to go. Right, so that's the bits we want to keep. For now, we're going to keep the 3 wiring looms. But all this is rubbish. What we've got to do now, just looking at our statement, we need to give them a good clean. 1 cloth. 1 bottle of alcohol spray. Three clean housings. Right, what we need to do now is take out these little bits because they're not needed. Also these little screw posts. This one's already broken. So I would try and break them off, but that's not the right way of doing it. Let's get the Dremel. Try cutters. Right, so with a pair of tin snips, we managed to break most of it out. Right, so there you have it. Very rough, but this is going to be covered anyway. Right, so we have a completely empty compartment now. I say, yes, it looks very rough. You look at the edges. Very rough. But you won't see it, because it's going to be covered. We're going to be lining it with this stuff. It's a tape that we use when we do the vapor barrier in the vehicles. We tape the seams up with this to make it completely sealed. So there we have it. That will reflect the light down into the bus, better than just plain white plastic. Right, the lights we're going to use. Off of Amazon, again. This is not a paid promotion. I've never even used these ones before. 10 meters, I think, they were just under 20 quid. Now, the reason we're using two different types of LED strip, we're going to have one of these down the center, so it's like more of a warm, cozy light, and we're going to have two of these each side. But I might even get two of these in the bottom and one or two of these each side. Let's see how it goes. Simple as that. Not the best soldering in the world. Not easy when it's freezing cold though. So now we have the warm white lights ready for the centre of the light. We now need to put the cool white ones in. have the chop block ready on the wiring loom from the bus. We have a mess of lights here, which has now got to be installed in here. One thing I did realise, because we've got open terminals here, and we've got a tape that's very conductive here, at the end of each one of these lights, I'm going to put a bit of insulation tape to protect the connections. I'm just going to use a bit of white. So there you go. That's the warm white strips in place. And that is literally ready to go, apart from one thing. And that is these covers. They look quite dirty. A very good friend of mine suggested this hack to clean the diffuser for the light. I've never tried this before, so it's a first here. Let's just hope it works. Well, the video won't be going out. Of course it will be going out. There I go, talking to myself again. Must be going mad. Right. Shall we try this? So we have a bucket of water, tepid water, which I prepared earlier. Brush of the water. Let's see how dirty it is. It is quite dirty. It is. Toothpaste on the toothbrush. Oh, it's got nice blue bits in it. Give it a nice dry off with a microfiber towel. Do you know what? That water's quite dirty. That's coming up. That's come up quite sparkly. So what I've got to say, Simon, 10 out of 10. I like that little hack. So anybody, your interior lights are looking grubby and dirty, you can take them out. That's basically to do for any vehicle. So it's time to put the light back in place. Let's find the plug socket. Push that in. Shall I test it? No, because I've already tested it. Off camera, of course. I want you to see the finished product. So there we have it, the nice warm cosy looking light. I hope you can see this well on camera. And the bright white light. Once the other three are back in and it's dark, it will make a difference.